Superheroes. Awesome. If you've been to the movies in the last 10 years, you'll know this to be true. The Batman and Spider-Man franchises, of course, spring to mind first, apart from Batman 4, which we don't talk about, bat nipples. So this may be the case. Superheroes are awesome, however not all superheroes are created equal, so I thought I'd do a top 5 list of the lamest superheroes you could possibly find that should never be made into movies, but let's face it, they probably will. Number 5 is Cypher. Made in 1984, real name Doug Naylor. He is a little weedy guy who has no place in the battlefield. His superpower is super translation. That's right, he understands any language, written or spoken. So if you're attacked by, biker mice from Mars, then, Cyclops or maybe Wolverine would be your best bet. If, however, you need some help with your DVD manual, translating it from Korean into English, then you'd better call in Cypher, because he's your guy. Unsurprisingly, he was killed off, but surprisingly resurrected. I mean, why go to all the trouble of killing the guy off, only to bring him back later? I mean, Superman I can understand, he's kind of important, but Cypher not so much. Number 4 is Madame Fatal, made in the 1940s. This guy was actually a man dressed as a woman, and let's face it, who would do that? Anyway, he didn't have any powers, but he was super athletic, really good with his fighting staff, or walking cane, as he liked to call it. He initially dressed up as an old woman to infiltrate a gang which had stolen his daughter. When he defeated the whole gang, he found that he was actually quite good at the superhero malarkey and decided to keep fighting. What is confusing is he continued to dress as an old woman in order to fight bad guys. Not really. Number 3, Matter Eater Lad, from the planet Bismol. Yes, I know, as in Pepto-Bismol. Started in the 1960s as well. His superpower was to be able to eat anything. That's right, anything. Not really much to say about that. Frankly, unless you have an invasion by the, gingerbread men or something, he's really not going to come in useful. He'd probably be much better with people with real powers. Number 2 is Hank Pym, also known as Ant-Man, created in the 1960s, invented by Stan Lee, who I'm sure you all know is the guy who wrote for Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the Hulk, etc, etc. He's a complete knob. He beats his wife. His superpower is to become very, very small, and the ability to talk to ants, so he's obviously got a bit of a complex about that. And yeah, just an all-round douche, really. He's made so high on the list simply because they are making an Ant-Man movie. It should come out in 2012, by which point I will be drinking myself into oblivion. And number 1, lamest superhero of all time, has to go to the Red Bee, made in the 1940s, real name Richard Raleigh. He dressed in a giant sort of red pirate's shirt, and his superpowers were specially trained bees. I'll just let you, pause for a minute while that sinks in. Trained bees. I mean, of all the things that bees can do, they're fantastic navigators. They have venom. They chose the, the concept of he has trained bees. Now, as you probably know already, this is a completely pointless endeavour, since bees die the minute they sting people. So, I mean, why he would do that, I just don't know. Maybe he's just really hates them and decides to kill them on a regular basis. He's also worth mentioning simply because he had a specially trained one, his favourite, called Michael. I know. And he and Michael went on adventures together and defeated bad guys. Even as I say it, it sounds completely made up, but there is proof out there if you look hard enough. So yes, there you go, the 5 lamest superheroes of all time, which really shouldn't be made into movies, but frankly probably will. And in fact, one is, so we'll look forward to that pass the vodka.